Welcome to the NTN Nightly. I'm Nisha Charles. This edition's top stories. The Government of Saint Lucia hails the $15 million undertaking of the first phase of the Pearl of the Caribbean development. A major step has been taken towards enhancing Saint Lucia's tourism product. Saint Lucia tapped as a champion for change. All that plus the NTN Nouvelle au Creole. The Government of Saint Lucia has welcomed with excitement the first phase of the Pearl of the Caribbean development by the Desert Star Holding Limited (DSH). As it nears completion, the racetrack project will host the Royal Saint Lucia Turf Club Peter Cup December 13, 2019. Already 40 horses have arrived on island. DSH has spent $15 million on constructing the horse racetrack, acquiring and transporting the 40 horses, as well as the training of St. Lucians in grooming and other areas related to the equine industry. On Wednesday, representatives of the Desert Star Holding Limited joined Prime Minister Honorable Alan Chastanet and other government officials in updating the public on the progress thus far.
Vice President of Desert Star Holdings and Director of the Royal Saint Lucia Turf Club, Eden Harrington, said St. Lucians will have an opportunity to be part of the project. Already some 20 contractors and over 300 individuals are employed in the construction phase of the project, and another 50 individuals are employed as groomsmen. Harrington indicated that on the 13th December 2019, the date of the Peters Cup, some 200 additional individuals will be employed. He explained that St. Lucia will have the opportunity to be part of the project at all levels, be it in the capacity of jockey, veterinarians or management. The director noted that the club is very aware of the unemployment situation in the country, especially in the south of the island, and will be playing its part to assist where possible.
We have every intention to ensure that St. Lucians are participating at all levels within this club. That means that they're participating as jockeys, as trainers. That means they're participating in time as veterinarians. That means they're participating in management. They're participating in IT services, wagering, and so on. In addition, as the Prime Minister has alluded to, this industry is not a standalone industry. It is an ecosystem. It is supported, and in turn it supports other industries, whether it is logistics, whether it is media, whether it is farming in terms of the need for feed for animals, whether it is there's a shopping list, to be frank. But the essence is that there are many opportunities. Some of these opportunities take more time to provide the requisite skill sets. It takes more time for somebody to equip themselves as a veterinarian, for example. This is a process of accreditation. It takes several years. It is our intention to have all of these things done, but we have to move, obviously, sequentially.
The director of the Royal Saint Lucia Turf Club added that St. Lucia will also have an opportunity to not only own thoroughbred horses, but to also participate in the races. Harrington explained that the Winston Trim training program will be providing the requisite training for individuals who want to enter the field.
St. Lucians can bind to these horses to incentivise the purchase of these horses. These horses are given preferential treatment to make races, to be part of the fields on December 13. So the Pitons Cup is a specific initiative. However, in the support races, very much so. They are here to compete in those races, and those races have a minimum prize money of USD $20,000. The Winston Trim Memorial Trophy stands at $40,000 US. This is considerable prize money, ladies and gentlemen. In addition, those horses are yours. They're yours to own. Any prize money earned is yours. These horses are here to compete every race day that we are racing. It comes down to eligibility of the horses in terms of their ratings, in terms of the suitability of distance, and that's where you rely on the skill set of your chosen trainer.
With a number of races scheduled for 2020, Prime Minister the Honourable Alan Chastanet highlighted the scope for all St. Lucians to get involved and benefit from the project.
14 to 15 races next year. It's that opportunity to participate. And so both for the horses in terms of getting their rating, as well as for the jockeys, now that opportunity that didn't exist here before in St. Lucia. So if a St. Lucian wanted to become an international jockey, he would have to leave St. Lucia. That's the opportunity that's made here. Is by raising the international standard, we can create that opportunity for St. Lucians. So the Winston Trim Training Institution, along with the opportunity to actually have horse race experience. So the same thing that is happening with the horses is happening with the jockeys. People will start standing out and then they started going on the international circuits.
St. Lucia is expected to make its debut into the equine industry with the Peters Cup on National Day Friday, 13th December 2019. For the Government Information Service, I am Janelle Norville.
Meantime, prolific sculptor Jalim Udovic has been commissioned to design the Peter Cup trophy.
I selected a wood called Lawyer Marble, which is a local Saint Lucian wood, a very beautiful wood, two-tone, which you'll see in a while, to create this maquette. And from this maquette, I will be doing about 12 sculptures. I think is the Peter Cup. And when I conceptualized this sculpture out of discussions that I had with Mr. Taylor King and his wife, it had to be something that was endemically Saint Lucian, but also spoke globally, and also spoke competitively, and definitely the horse had to be, central in this whole thing. So after designing a couple of, maybe around 10 concepts, this piece was selected, and this is and the reason why I'm late is because I literally just finished it like minutes ago. So I'll be heading to China, where I work out of a foundry. And so this is the sculpture. It's a horse head. And the circle represents, the circle is the symbol of infinity, really. And it represents the globe, because Mr. King is a global player in the horse racing world. And the horse forms the pitons to the bottom here. Yeah, and this is give you a spherical view of it, okay. So, in a sense, here is your Peter Cup.
Drawing on the inspiration of the Pegasus World Cup and the Everest, the Peter Cup will see participation from North America and the Caribbean, which is set to be held on St. Lucia's National Day as part of the 2019 Caribbean Equine Cultural Festival. The Government of St. Lucia has signed a Memorandum of Understanding, an MOU, with Carnival Corporation and Royal Caribbean Cruises to form a joint venture to manage the existing cruise pier and terminal facilities at Port Castries, and to design, construct and operate a new cruise port in Vieux-Fort. The MOU was signed during a ceremony on October 21, 2019 in San Juan, Puerto Rico, at the Florida Caribbean Cruise Association FCCA Cruise Conference. Prime Minister of St. Lucia, Honorable Alan Chastanet, has called the signing of the MOU historic and a major step towards enhancing St. Lucia's tourism products.
So that means that St. Lucia is going to be the place where the cruise will start, and that people will be flying into St. Lucia to be able to meet their ships here. So it's estimated that we'll be adding at least 100,000 new passengers into the Vieux Fort area. And that then now falls in very much in line with the project that we're doing at Sandy Beach, in which we are building 100 acres of property, dividing it up and putting all the infrastructure in and making those lots available for both local St. Lucians and also regional people, that we have our own beach facility. And so the way that the project is being designed is the concrete road will become the boardwalk. So there will be no development on the beach side. The only development would really be the washroom facilities, some food outlets, lifeguard stations, as well as recreational facilities for the public. And then we will have now the hotels. And why is that necessary? Because the home porting brings what we call pre and post passengers. Passengers who will come in a couple of days early, passengers who come in a couple of days later. And we want them to be able to stay and enjoy these facilities.
Together, the Caribbean cruise line brands of Carnival Corporation and Royal Caribbean Cruises currently accounts for 75% of all cruise ship deployment to St. Lucia. Agriculture continues to be an important livelihood in rural communities in St. Lucia. For this reason, during the past year, Export St. Lucia has been placing enormous focus on the sector to improve rural livelihoods and the economy. In that regard, Export St. Lucia has taken an interest in the Black Bay Farmers Cooperative and recently signed a memorandum of understanding with them to help build capacity. CEO of Export St. Lucia, Sunita Daniel, says it is an opportunity to broaden the horizons for the farmers and St. Lucia by extension.
We know that there is production of agricultural produce in the country, and we go out and we see that there is an increasing demand for agricultural produce in the outside markets. And so what we're going to do is really focus on sharing that kind of information, helping to build the capacity of the Black Bay farmers so that they can then reach those markets, those export markets, and give them a way of improving rural livelihoods, improving their incomes, and we hope an overall development in the country.
President of the Black Bay Farmers Cooperative, Erlik Sadu, says that the partnership would give farmers a much-needed sense of security.
It's a step forward for Black Bay farmers because right now, if everything goes according to plan, that the Black Bay farmers could export agricultural produce, and what it does for the actual farmers is give them a sense of reassurance, knowing that there's a market out there, so they could, close their eyes and grow more, so that at least they could take care of their families more. So it's more of an assurance. Also, what it does is it gives the farmers a sense of security.
General Manager of the Labrie Cooperative Credit Union, Lucius Elevic, believes the moves is in keeping with building a strong community economy.
We think that if Export Saint Lucia is able to cause Black Bay to be export ready and also cause Black Bay to be able to access other markets, that would that would cause greater production activities and greater livelihoods and greater returns for our farmers.
There was firm belief among the parties present during the signing of the MOU that with Export Saint Lucia identifying external markets for farmers, more individuals will be encouraged to get involved in the agriculture sector, hence curbing the unemployment rate and driving economic activity. And this is the NTN Nightly. Ryan O'Brien is out on assignment, but when we return, St. Lucia pilots a carrier crime prevention program for young persons.
If you have to do your own spray mix for Black Sigatoka treatment, always follow the recommended safety procedures. Always wear protective gear when handling or being exposed to the fungicide or other pesticides. Use only the fungicides recommended by the Black Sigatoka Management Unit when the treatment is due. The required quantity of the particular fungicide recommended must be mixed with spray oil and applied at a rate of 1.5 to 2 gallons per acre. Fungicides which are not recommended or applied at the wrong time, or even when the spray treatment is not done effectively, can cause the fungus to become resistant to the chemical and therefore may no longer control the disease. Oil fungicide mix which has been stored for too long should not be used to treat Black Sigatoka disease. If carried out, such treatments may not be effective and can lead to poor control of the disease. Remember, before each chemical treatment for Black Sigatoka disease on your farm, first, the oil fungicide mix must be re-agitated immediately before application.
For more information on how to treat and control Black Sigatoka on your farm or in your backyard garden, contact the Black Sigatoka Management Unit at 451-5491, 451-5894, or email bpmu@candw.lc. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Agriculture in collaboration with the International Cooperation and Development Fund of the Republic of China on Taiwan.
Welcome back. The Caribbean community, CARICOM, is deeply concerned over the protracted political crisis in Haiti, where opposition parties have been staging street demonstrations calling for the resignation of President Jovenel Moïse. Here's Toussaint in English Francis.
Chairman of CARICOM, Prime Minister Alain Chastanet of St. Lucia, said that the community is deeply concerned about the political crisis in Haiti. The chairman highlighted some of the steps CARICOM has been taking in regard to Haiti, including discussions at the level of CARICOM heads of government and with the United Nations Secretary General. The chairman indicated to the media recently that CARICOM stands ready to mount a good officer's prime ministerial visit to Haiti, but first needs its imprimatur.
The decision to send a delegation comprising Honorable Chastanet, Jamaica's Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Andrew Holness, and the Bahamas Prime Minister, Dr. the Honorable Hubert Minnis, had been taken at the CARICOM Summit held in St. Lucia in July this year. St. Lucia is among 5 CARICOM countries selected to pilot an anti-crime and violence program in schools. The Champions for Change initiative was born out of a need to build a social resilience throughout the Caribbean community CARICOM. The project seeks to help reduce overall crime and violence at the school level so that these incidences are curbed before students reach adulthood. The project has been implemented before at the secondary school level, but in 2019 sought to engage primary school students. St. Lucia was chosen as one of 5 member countries within CARICOM where Champions of Change clubs will be established. Louise Dodson is the project manager with the Crime and Violence Prevention section at the CARICOM Secretariat.
The lessons learned came from what we did at the secondary school level, as I alluded to earlier, where a similar study was done at the secondary school level, and similar interventions were made at the secondary school level. But we thought that if you want to prevent crime, then perhaps we need to go back to see what's going on at the primary level. Because when we test for certain variables at the secondary school level, it was present there in terms of the high level of bullying, exposure to gangs, and other antisocial behavior. So we decided that, okay, let's see let's see the genesis of this thing, and then when we do use the same instrument at the primary school, we found that there is or are evidence of exposure of primary school students being exposed to gang activities.
The Champions for Change clubs will be established at the Cicero Primary, Soufriere Primary, and Canon Laurie Anglican Primary Schools. The project manager notes that the schools were selected after having met certain criteria, including the size of the school, the need for the intervention, and the possibility of partnering with similar interventions by other players.
The initiative stemmed from a rapid assessment of risk, threats, and protective factors that we did in March. And there's where we sought to find out what was going on in the primary school, which is informed by a similar study that was done in the secondary school. So what we sought to do was to go back a little to see what's going on in the primary school regarding using the very survey instrument that we use in several secondary schools across CARICOM, the Caribbean community. So we did the survey in March, and then we did a national consultation where we shared the findings of that survey with the stakeholders in St. Lucia, and we hear from them their recommendations, which inform some of the interventions we are now doing.
The clubs will be headed by higher-level primary school students who will contribute to the development of their peers. The clubs will be organized around areas including sports and agriculture, with the primary objective of promoting social development of other primary school students. Apart from St. Lucia, the project is being implemented in Antigua and Barbuda, Guyana, Jamaica, and Suriname. And stay with the NTN Nightly. Up next, Primus Hutchinson is here with the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
Climat la terre a changé et ça a affecté nous toutes. Cyclone qui a venu plus mauvais, gros de l'eau et la prendre l'eau qui a détruit les animaux et plants. Quand la mer a venu plus chaud et qui a tué place qui s'est poisson dans la habité. La mer chaude a aussi changé manière ces poissons qui a quitté d'un côté et aller à l'autre côté. Cette liste a contribué en petit gaz en l'espace. Quand un petit pays, nous avons essayé de faire tout ça nous a fait pour assurer que nous baisser à la quantité de gaz nous a servi pour empêcher la terre à venir plus chaud. Et faut pour baisser à la quantité de gaz nous a servi, c'est mitigation. Le climat a changé. Et à chaque année, depuis nous tout haut le vent la terre, brûler gaz, l'huile et charbon. Et ça en cause la terre vient à chaque plus chaud. Ça nous ne pouvons faire actuellement même, c'est pour adapter. Fait tout ça nous a fait pour préparer et répondre pour ces conséquences négatives à la cause du changement climatique. Nous tous, ça fait quelque chose. Par exemple, nous ne pouvons assurer que nous protéger tout ça nous a planté. Servir fumier qui est naturel. Bâtir nous pour ramasser dommages en temps cyclone et gros de l'eau. Construire canal pour de l'eau courir bien comme il faut. Et assurer que le canal là pas les ordis. Faire tout ça qui est possible pour vivre en temps de changement climatique. Trouver plus d'informations à ce plan d'adaptation national gouvernement et des démarches ou même ça prend pour protéger le corps et tout l'autre cette lycéen.
Welcome back. We join Prime Minister Hutchinson for the NTN Nouvelle en Creole.
Monsieur Nisha, Monsieur Madame, département qui est responsabilité pour information en gouvernement Saint Lucia, c'est GIS, à la télévision nationale PA NTN, qui présente Nouvelle en Creole. Présente Prime Minister Hutchinson. Premier ministre Saint Lucia, honorable Alain Chassenay, de profiter de l'occasion en grande conférence Banque mondiale avec IMF, qui était prévue en Washington, D.C., en Amérique, pour une discussion et puis une délégation dans ce pays Pacifique là. Discussion était en bas ministre des Affaires économiques, communication et changement de climat dans le pays Fidji et aussi assistant directeur général pour ce pays Pacifique là. Discussion était principalement à ce moment-là, c'était pays qui a développé la terre pour collaborer concernant le développement facilité pour résilience contre le changement de climat. Ça c'est une façon pour ces pays ça l'a adressé plan qui en place pour adresser cette situation ça la première sans encore apporter plus de significance comme ces pays ça l'a pas qu'à recevoir secours financier qui suffit particulièrement pour divers bâtiments. Délégation d'accord qui plus pour eso ça là c'est faut collaborer comme action ça là qui est très critique pour aider pour préparer primaire en la route parce qu'il capable les Grecs dans l'affaire financière internationale par Niger OSP et attention pour position cet pays qui a développé à la terre. Délégation à cette délégation Premier ministre Chassenay, c'était honorable Guy Joseph, ambassadeur Saint Lucie pour l'Amérique Antoine et directeur général pour ce pays Caribla OECS, Dr. Didicus Jones. Organisation femmes amicaux qui est engagée dans produits et business agricole, satisfait et puis progrès qui a fait, malgré il pas fait facile. Groupe là qui était engagé dans un grand spectacle culturel amicaux dimanche passé, qui était à montrer ses qualités jouées, qui m'a été à jouer à longtemps. Tu placé à son exhibition divers produits pour le public là et aussi acheter. Président de l'organisation, ça c'est l'organisation agricole femme là, Madame Abeline Justin, remarqué que le groupe là a coopéré à d'une façon pour toujours essayer de chaîne de production en haut degré et acceptable pour pratiquer. Il a ajouté qu'en tout de ça, il y a pour apprécier qui, il y a pour apprécier qui, en n'importe business, la a toujours ni à les casser.
Depuis n'importe organisation, depuis c'est pas il y a un monde qui est dedans, c'est tout le monde qui est dedans, so tout le monde il a en l'hôpital, tout le monde vient avec toute maladie. So de nous n'est pour agir avec mon travail avec yo pour mener venir pour faire ça ou vle pour faire ça il veut.
Ça fait qu'à fait ici à go activité festin jouer créole là qui les autres quelle signification quoi pour ça supporter et venir ici à supporter micro à faire ça.
Well c'est event ça il bon pour nous là puis c'est là mon kai ouais nous kai comprendre ça nous qu'a fait et ben qui côté nous vle river et de les pas ça ou kai jeune monde qui catchile yon yon bagay yo ça contribuer pour groupe ça là pour faire ça ici posé.
En parlant de ça, le ministère de l'Agriculture en collaboration avec le gouvernement Taïwan qui travaille à ce projet pour les cultivateurs produits plus à ce régime et nous avons produit à cette ici en dit nous pour acheter dans l'autre pays. Officier technique à bas projet ça là qui a assisté c'est madame agricole ça là c'est Kema Prophet.
So nous travaillons et puis gouvernement Taïwan pour faire ça possible pour nous produire plus de ça sur population nous manger ça nous même qu'a produit en pays et puis l'argent qui circuler dans pays aussi.
Les organisateurs spectacles créoles amicaux j'ai plané un grand tiré en observant ce moyen héritage créole. You know c'est grec pour discussion ça là c'est dans le bon il expliquer si j'ai qui a fait débat à ça.
Côté CGA, c'est est qui nous supposé moderniser pour faire plus en goût jeunesse. En anglais, on a dit should the Creole heritage be modernized to make it more attractive to the youth. So nous avons invité tout ça ici pour venir 6h les 31 dans l'école secondaire Mikou pour participer à un gros discours là.
est-ce que ça a un plan pour encourager, pour organiser activité ça là, faire yon côté Mikou ça organiser ça tous les années pour encourager ces jeunesses là?
Absolument, ça c'est plan. Mikou, quand vous connaissez, ça c'est place l'histoire, ça c'est place Sessen, avec c'est place culture.
Messieurs, mesdames, c'est comme ça nous avons une nouvelle pour aujourd'hui. Je vous remercie autant pour garder. Je vous remercie une invitation pour jouer depuis moi, conserver la vie. Je vais vous présenter l'autre nouvelle à Créole. Après ça, je vais vous présenter Nichelle.
Merci Opil Primus. And here's a look at what's happening to us weather-wise.
Partly cloudy skies becoming cloudy at times with some scattered showers and possibly isolated thunderstorms. Lingering moisture and instability in the wake of a tropical wave is expected to continue to produce some scattered showers and possibly isolated thunderstorms over the region during the next 24 hours. Another tropical wave located several hundred miles east of the Lesser Antilles is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour and is expected over the region by Friday. A third tropical wave located over the eastern tropical Atlantic is moving westward near 15 miles per hour or 24 kilometers per hour. The tide for Castries Harbour was high at 12:23 p.m. and is low at present. The tide for Vieux-Fort Bay was high at 1:30 p.m. and is also low at present. The sea is slight to moderate with waves 2 to 4 feet or 0.6 to 1.2 meters. The sun will rise Thursday at 5:56 a.m.
And that brings us to the end of the NTN Nightly. Join us next time at 7 p.m. with a repeat at 7 a.m. You can also catch up with us anytime on the Saint Lucia Government Facebook page or YouTube channel. I'm Nisha Charles.